In this exercise, we'll convert a 2D drawing of a flat plate with complex holes into a solid model. This plate has counterbored holes, but we could just as easily work with countersunk or counter-drilled holes. We'll click on Tools, Options, Solids, and remove the checks from these two options prior to starting. Then we'll select a light construction color. We'll click on Extrude and type 0.5 for the length and 0 for the draft. We'll select all of the entities except for the long arc and extrude them downward. This will create a large plate with a rectangular opening, 10 holes, and 10 cylinders. We'll delete the 10 cylinders to get a screen that looks like this. Then we'll use the Edit Hole tool to quickly change all 10 simple holes to counterbored holes. So let's work with an actual file. We'll open sample file KCV plate5.ckd. Let's click on the toggle splitter and we'll remove level 5 from the display. That'll get rid of all of the details. Now let's switch to view 7. Let's click on Tools, Options, Solids, and we'll remove these two checks. This will now enable us to keep the original profiles after we're done. It's a great idea if you want to check what you did. Let's also select a light construction color that will contrast nicely with the existing entities on the screen. We'll click on Extrude, and we'll type the thickness of the plate, 0.5, which we know from our drawing, and we'll use 0 for the draft. Click on OK, and we'll select All Display, All, and then Accept. We'll select the downward facing vector. So we now have this plate with all of these cylinders in the center of the holes. Let's click on Delete. We'll select All Display by Type, and we'll select the color we used for the solid. Then we'll deselect the main plate and click on Accept. That gets rid of all of the cylinders in the center. Now let's click on Move Selected Entities to Level, and we can mask on everything except the color of the solid. And we'll click on Accept, and we'll place the entities on level 30. We can remove level 30 from the display. So that'll move all of the dark entities that created the original drawing. Now we just have the solid left. We'll click on the toggle splitter to get rid of it again. Now let's click on Edit Hole. We'll select All Display, All, and hit Accept. And let's select the C-bore. We'll type 0.375 for the hole diameter, 0.625 for the C-bore diameter, and 0.15 for the C-bore depth. Remember that information was on our original drawing, so we have that all. Click on the top face of the plate, and you have a finished part. So let's recap. In this exercise, we converted a 2D drawing of a flat plate with complex holes into a solid model. This plate had counterbored holes, but we could just as easily work with countersunk or counter-drilled holes. We clicked on Tools, Options, Solids, and removed the checks from these two options. Then we selected a light construction color. We clicked on Extrude and typed 0.5 for the length and 0 for the draft. We selected all of the entities except for the long arc and extruded them downward. This created a large plate with a rectangular opening, 10 holes, and 10 cylinders. We deleted the 10 cylinders to get a screen that looked like this. Then we used the Edit Hole tool to quickly change all 10 simple holes to counterbored holes.